Rock HARD BREW REVIEWS.
Rock Hard Brew Reviews.
Rock HARD BREW REVIEws.
Hi and welcome to Rock Hard Brew Reviews.
There's no going back now.
You could turn off the episode, but why the fuck would you do that? Because you're here, and that probably means that you're ready to listen to another riveting ep.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, where are we going?
To the beer zone. It's the beer zone.
That's not a thing we've ever had on the show before. It's kind of a new bit. Joey, is that what you're saying to me? You're trying something new here?
It's brand new. It's never before done. Now we're in the beer zone.
So, if you're not over 21, I'm sorry, you have to leave the beer zone.
Get the heck out of here.
And I'm glad to be here, folks. I'm glad to be on the mic. How about you, Joey? We're both on the mic tonight. Is that true?
That's true. It feels great to be back in the saddle again. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again.
Wow, that was a good voice, Joey.
I'm all jazzed up. I don't know. I got this new setup. I'm all ready to go. I'm ready to cast.
Yeah, you gotta post the setup to Twitter. You sent me a pic, but you gotta share that with all our fans. All our listeners.
I'm gonna get made fun of though. They're gonna call me, limp dick.
A gamer.
Yeah.
Limp dick gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they'd be right. They'd be right to call you that, but that's neither here nor there. But your setup looks great. It looks awesome, buddy.
Thank you. It's just that it was my birthday recently, and I got
Wow.
I had the microphone already, but I got a boom arm for my desk, or my new desk. I got a desk. First of all, let me start from the ground. Let me paint you a picture here.
Please. A word one, if you will, because we're podcasting. It has to be with our voices, unless you uploaded the pic. But don't let me stop you, Joey. Please go into it.
Well, I think it's best to do both in case some of our listeners are visually impaired or otherwise. So
yeah, you got to paint the word picture for everybody out there, Joey. Please.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. So as you guys all know, I record in a closet.
Yes,
and I'm back I'm back in the original LA closet. I'm back here doing my thing.
And you took a hot air balloon because they wouldn't give you a flight because you were too stinky. That's what I heard. Is that true?
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, we're not caring about anybody's safety anymore, but it's just that you smell so bad." And that says a lot because everyone's wearing masks, and it's like I would think that, if I had known they could smell me through it, I would have taken a freaking shower. But
and it's really on them. They have to get thicker masks, because if you can smell Joey stink through your mask, it's not going to keep COVID away. But let me just say, this was all the joke. Joey smells great. Joey is one of the greatest smelling people. And I was kind of just doing like a joke at the expense of Joey, just because sometimes I think that's kind of fun to do. And I don't know, that's something I'm working on. But either way, I just, Joey, you smell great all the time. And I just didn't want people to think that joke I made, like, I just didn't want them to think that was real. A lot of the things we say on the show aren't real, beer, we're still trying to figure out, what it is and why it exists. And that's the question we've been trying to answer this whole show, as you guys know. But
yeah, I mean, science is still, the verdict is out on it. We don't know exactly what kind of, but that's also part of the reason I took a hot air balloon, is because I got to travel with Oz the Great and Powerful.
Whoa, like the Wizard of?
Yeah. And
whoa.
It wasn't it wasn't great because it was James Franco, and he does suck.
He's a scummy guy. Canceled. You should have thrown him out the balloon.
Oh, and I tried. Believe me, I tried. But I was like, he made me reconsider because he knew how to fly the balloon and I didn't, So
Yeah,
it's
you were put in a
sometimes
tough.
it's as
Yeah,
simple as
you were
that,
put in a tough position. Yeah, for sure. And I'm just glad he made it there safe, buddy.
Thank you so much. But yeah, I did get to learn some of his magic, but I couldn't get any answers about beer out of him, unfortunately. So
That sucks, and because that was pretty much like anytime you meet anyone famous, that's pretty much your only goal. Like that's what we decided, and you failed. So I mean, you could try better next time, but I definitely think like next
Yeah.
person you come, it would just be big for our show to kind of like have someone say like all you had to get him to say was that he respects beer, because that's the thing is like we just want to make sure that you don't have to drink it, you don't have to you don't even have to like it, but you just have to respect it. And it would just mean a lot if we got a celebrity endorsement saying, even maybe not James Franco, any publicity is good publicity. I personally don't like that guy, but I mean, it would start the conversation. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
you need to respect beer.
And he is a star, and we need the star power around this campaign to,
Yeah.
respect to get the public respect back for beer. And that reminds me. I mean, we said beer. We're actually reviewing another beer this week.
Yeah, and we weren't gonna, but then we remembered the title, and we were like, fuck, like we could do another kind of thing, but like Flock Hard or something, but like the show is called Rock Hard brew reviews, and like if we weren't like I guess we just like weren't gonna do that, and then we're just kind of like, what was the name? Do you remember the name of the show? And then Joey was like, yeah, it's Rock Hard Brew Review. I was like, oh my god, that definitely means we gotta review another beer this week. So that is what we're doing, Joey. You're spot on. You're spot on as always.
Well, we got so caught up in the puns, it's hard sometimes, but yeah, we're doing that, and maybe if I could just drop a hint here, this episode might remind you of of a certain piece of theater called A Streetcar Named Desire. Because this week we're reviewing Stella.
Nice. That was good. I didn't know where you were going, but I you got there, and I've never seen that movie, so I'm just gonna kind of like laugh and pretend like I know what you're talking about. I'm sure that hit with all of our listeners, but
yeah, of all ages.
I have no idea. Yeah, exactly. I just have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea at all. But it was funny.
That's okay.
It was funny.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I am considered, and I don't know if you'll understand this either, but I've been called our generation's Brando, mostly because when I go in public, I fill my mouth with cotton balls so I can sound more tough.
Yeah, and that's the ticket right there. That's how you make anybody afraid of you is they say, who would be insane enough to try to do such a committed Brando impression in public, to actually go as far, all the time, and to actually go as far as to put the cotton balls in your mouth, and what is it? I'm getting married to my daughter, and I can't believe that you're here. Kind of, is that it? Is that how he sounds?
You come to me on the day of me and my own daughter's wedding to each other.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's kind of weird is like everybody always quotes it, but it's like they forget like the whole. It's just a creepy story, It's
so creepy.
It's bad.
Yeah,
and The Godfather, it's disgusting. It really makes you think.
It's a disgusting film, and this is the last time we'll ever talk about it.
Yeah, I'm more of a good burger guy, not good God. I'm more of yeah, I'll stay by. I'm a good burger guy for sure.
Yeah, and
if I had to pick,
you're kind of in a lot of ways you're kind of the Keenan to my Kel,
Yeah. I mean,
except they're funny.
Yeah, maybe I'm more the Marlon, or maybe I'm the Seth to your I'm the Seth Rogen to your James Franco. I think is more appropriate.
Yeah, you're the well, I would say it's more like you're the Seth Rogen to my Seth Meyers.
Oh, because they're historically such great friends.
Exactly. They're in every movie together.
Yeah.
The Kumquat Express.
Whoa.
What else? That movie where he plays the alien. He plays the alien.
E.T.?
Yeah.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
Seth Rogen
Was he Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, he played Drew Barrymore in that movie, actually.
Holy shit. I never fucking knew that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was actually his idea to kiss E.T. at the end. He's like, what would a little girl do right now? I guess kiss the weird alien that's probably covered in diseases that this world has never seen before,
Yeah. And then that never left him, you know what I mean? That stuck with him, that kiss. It implanted some type of alien, I don't know, some alien goop. Now he'll be changed forever by the goop.
Yeah, and it's all Gwyneth Paltrow's fault. Yeah, you're right.
Ew,
she's got the
not
egg.
that kind of.
She's got the jade egg. Have you heard about this? This is
Have
news.
Yeah, I don't think I wish I could have heard about it because it's fucking weird and gross. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, it's like Kegels but for your vagina.
Yeah. That's true.
And so anyway, we're talking about Stella Artois this week. We're talking about the classic
Stella Artois
imported lager beer. It's from what country, Dylan? Quick.
Belgium.
That's correct. Just like French fries and waffles.
Holy shit! They have all the best shit there. Why don't I live in Belgium?
I don't know. It's weird that you don't, but it would make it harder to record.
You think it's weird that you don't? I mean, I could probably find some high-speed internet there. You don't think I could? They got waffles. You don't think they got internet?
I mean, I think they have internet, but I'm just saying, like, with the time difference and the schedule, I'm already jet lagged as it is.
Yeah, that's true. Because you're always jetting around everywhere. You got so much to do. You're just freaking jetting around town. That's what I always hear. All your friends tell me.
Yeah, I'm a globetrotter, That's just what I do, and this pandemic has really put a damper on my lifestyle, So
yeah, because you can't globetrot during a pandemic. That's like part of the later phase. Is globetrotting is one of the last things to be introduced back. Unfortunately, I'm a musician. Yeah. Joey's more of a globetrotter. I've always kind of envied him for being a globetrotter because he just trots the globe. He just trots the globe so good and so effortlessly, and it just is a shame that both of our passions for strumming the sixth string and trotting the globe, it just is such a shame that they can't happen.
I know, yeah, and there's no way to play a guitar during the pandemic. You're right, and
no, none at all. I can't do it at home.
Yeah,
because because my dog eats my strings.
Yes, and that only happens when you're home all the time. And
yeah,
but mostly what's so hard for me as a globetrotter is that mostly there's so many corona germs on my middle finger that it's really hard to spin the ball super fast without it slipping off and bonking the head of the other player, which actually plays to my advantage in the performance.
Wow.
But it is hard. It's hard to dunk on, these regular basketball teams when, I'm just worried about getting so close to them these days, that it's hard to dunk on them. So,
yeah.
But enough about my career.
Your career other than this. I thought, aren't you going to quit globetrotting anyway? We're both going to quit just a podcast because we're making so much money off it.
Well, it's such a side gig anyway to me. Like, it's not even like my main thing. So
yeah,
it's like driving, for Postmates or something. It's like, why would I do that when I could, be just doing this podcast with literally, more like multiple listeners.
Yeah, with like ones of listeners. It's
Yeah.
I mean, but like we've said before, everybody who listens to the show is part of the 1%. They're definitely elite, and they fund us. They
Yes.
give us all the money. They decided that protests, like George Soros decided that protests weren't important to him anymore, and that
Yes.
directly funding us was actually more important because we're talking about important stuff here.
Right. And Fauci said that too.
Yeah. Oh, Fauci.
I would listen, folks. I would listen. The guy knows what he's talking about. He went to Cornell,
Cornhole.
Yeah. Cornell.
What if it was called Cornhole University, dude?
Oh my God. What a fucking
But it was
flex.
But it was still like an Ivy League school, and I was like, yeah, I went to Cornhole, and people would be like, haha, and you'd be like, no, but it's still like one of the best educations in the country, you dick.
Just because it's called that doesn't mean it's any less good and expensive.
I know, and it's like, don't judge a book by its cover.
As long as I have to pay, at least $100,000 a semester, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
doesn't
even
matter
if it's
if-
called Cornhole.
Yeah, even if it's named after, a beloved yard game, it's still a good education. It's still a great piece of paper to have on the wall, if you know what I'm saying.
I thought it was named after Cornholio, from whatever I've heard that from.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. I
What is
have
that
heard
from?
that too. King of the Hill, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
or like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, same show, I think. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
what actually is whichever, the blonde one, Beavis or Butthead, he grows up to be
Yeah.
Boomhauer. So I think it's actually technically the same
Wow.
show.
Holy shit. That's like more crazy than thinking that all the Rugrats are actually just a figment of one of the dumb fucking babies' imagination. That's blowing my mind.
And you bring up a good point here that I've always wondered. Why babies are pretty dumb, Why
Yeah,
don't
whoa,
they-
whoa, 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 whoa. Have you seen Boss Baby, my friend? Because that's the smartest baby you'll ever meet.
Well, the exception that proves the rule, of course, but, and that guy he's in charge of all of SNL and 30 Rock, He's
Boss Baby.
he's ahead there. And
Wow.
he's making jokes with Tina Fey. But anyway,
Wow. Boss Baby.
yeah, but most babies, they don't live up to the standard set by the boss, They're dumb, they refuse to grow up, or quickly at least, they don't know what anything means or why anything is where it is. It's just frustrating,
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy is the only boss for me is Bruce Springsteen, because he's the boss, baby.
Yeah.
He's the real boss, baby. He's the only boss, baby.
Yeah, big boss Hoss, man. Bruce was born to run and in the USA. Born in the USA to run.
Do you think Bruce Springsteen has ever had a Stella Artois?
I think you know what? I don't think he's even heard of it. I think he's more of a Budweiser guy, or a Coors. I think he's a domestic brew kind of guy, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. It seems like there's something called Stella Bruce Springsteen. It seems like it's a bag. I just Googled Stella Artois Bruce Springsteen to see if I could just do some quick sleuthing on air to see if I could just uncover
Right.
any scandals or any just kind of like
Yes,
crazy
your
things that were
famous
going on.
scandal segment in the show. Yes.
Yeah, but it looks like if there's ever been a history with Bruce Springsteen and is Stella Artois, is my French accent because that's where Belgium is from. He's wiped it. He's wiped it from the internet. He's wiped it all from the net.
And that's sad.
Bruce
isn't it?
Springsteen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is sad because the internet, you shouldn't be able to delete anything. I think anything you ever post on there should stay, and you should never, ever, on any circumstances, go back and delete anything you've ever written because that was how you were at the time. Even if it was cringy, even if it's something you don't agree with anymore, you leave that up because that was how you were feeling. And Bruce Springsteen probably loves Stella Artois. He deleted all of it off the internet because he's stupid. He thought he changed, but he's gonna come back one day and he's gonna drink all the Stella Artois and he's gonna love it.
I really hope so. I really hope so. I really think that would be good for him. And be scared. Only thing I'll say is be scareful what you wish for, Dylan, because some people can go back and dig things up from your own past that you might not like, and it could end our careers as we know it. I know you have a lot of disgusting things that you said online. So
Yeah, I mean, I've pooped, and I've posted pictures of my poo on the internet. I've like recorded myself farting, and I put that on the internet. And that's all.
Yeah.
These are all things that I did last week, but that's not who I am now. You know what I mean? Like I might have done those things only a few days ago, but that's
Yes.
not really me. Like I've changed since then, and I just don't want people to find out that like I let loose a couple of stinky poos, and I happened to have my voice memo near my butthole. I pressed record right when they happened. I uploaded them, had everyone listen to them because I thought it would be a funny prank or a funny joke, and actually everybody hated me for it. Everybody called me a stupid idiot, so I took it down. Or wait, I should say I tried to take it down. That was a Freudian slip. I tried to take it down, and then Mark Zuckerberg personally hit me up and said, this is the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen. So I didn't take it down, and that's kind of why I'm starting this whole campaign to never take anything down, because me and Zark Muckerberg are actually best friends.
Yeah, and isn't that, kind of the whole point of being online? I'm just always trying to make the Zuck laugh, I'm just always trying to make him crack a smile that, he's so stoned, he's so porcelain faced, I'm just trying to get that guy to have a good laugh.
Yeah, and it's like, maybe instead of Sweet Baby Ray's, there could be Sweet Baby J's, and he's talking about you, because your name is Joey, it starts with a J, and maybe he could kind of think about you instead of the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, is he associated with the sauce? Did I miss something?
There's just a funny video. Okay, this is me being real. This is me explaining this for Joey.
Okay, hold on, guys.
So basically,
Dylan's about to be real. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Let's just go into like the real maybe like real talk crew real talk crew reviews. And I guess this is kind of reviewing something. It's real talk. We're in a Joey and I, we're a crew here. We're a 2-person crew, and I'm just reviewing a meme with him. So it is real talk crew reviews right now. And I just got to say that one time Mark Zuckerberg got on a live stream and he was cooking with his wife, I think, or some friends. There's video evidence of this out there, folks. Please Google this. Please, you need to be aware of this, that Mark Zuckerberg is obsessed with Sweet Baby Ray's. He loves the sauce. He loves that icky stuff. And he said it about 300 times in a live stream, and people made some funny compilations about it. So I've just kind of always thought that was a weird character trait, and the only thing I know about Mark Zuckerberg as a real person is the fact that he said Sweet Baby Ray's about 1,500 times on stream.
Wow.
And that intrigued me because he seems weird as fuck. But so yeah, that kind of, Sweet Baby Ray's is a sauce. Sweet Baby J's, that's kind of like you.
Yes.
But maybe the smarter thing to have done would have been like, maybe like asked you before the show if you kind of knew that reference, or maybe go the other route, which is maybe something like Sweet Boss Baby Ray's, because I did bring that up earlier. So I don't know. This is we're figuring it out on the show.
Yeah, we can't.
And that's what makes it so special.
Right, we can't focus on the missed opportunities. We gotta just, we gotta do what we can and move on. And that guy's so rich, maybe he'll buy me a pair of Sweet Baby J's for my tiny baby feet.
Your tiny boss baby feet, more like it, buddy.
Right. Yes, I use them to climb my way up the corporate ladder, and look at me now, and hey ma, no hands.
Don't fall up there, Joey. You're pretty high up there.
It gets ricketier, and it's lonely here at the top,
Joey, please come down.
What? I can't even hear you. I've risen so high. I've become the CEO, and I've sold the company for $1.4 billion, and now I'm living the high life, and I don't have any real human connection anymore. And it's actually sad.
I'm gonna smoke a bunch of 420 blunts, and I'm gonna I'm gonna catch up with you up there. I'm gonna get high up there with you. I'm gonna come up.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see you here, my friend. All right. So, as we mentioned, this week we're talking about Stella Artois, and we're talking about the lager, the classic lager. And here I'm on the website. I'm on StellaArtois.com.
Yeah.
And it says
Stella Artois.
Okay, good. So I'll let you say it.
Yeah.
So
just anytime, just let me say it.
okay. So it says, enjoy the European way with the #1 best-selling Belgian beer in the world. With its wonderful floral aroma, well-balanced malt sweetness, crisp hop bitterness, and soft, dry finish, Stella Artois is the perfect beer to pair with food and friends.
Stella Artois.
Yes, winner of the 2019 World Beer Award for World's Best International Lager. Okay, and boy, am I tired from that blurb.
Wow. You just did a lot, Joey.
So
do you
much
need to
work.
sit down, or do you need to take a break? Maybe we could pick this up tomorrow, or what are you thinking?
Yeah,
You okay?
I might need a few hours, at least.
All right, let's go to bed and pick this up tomorrow. Are you cool with that? Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Rock Hard Brew Review. Hey guys, we're back. Joey just took a nice little rest.
Good
and
morning.
we're back. Good morning. I can't believe it's so early. You got me on excuse me, bird flew into my mouth. Sorry, there were two, I guess. Am I right?
I bet that guy's not looking forward to his Flock Hard bird review.
No, and it was a pelican, and it did try to go to my throat. Please, if you haven't listened, go listen to our Flock Hard Brew Reviews episode. I'm just gonna be straight with you guys. A board didn't flow into my mouth. I was actually just doing kind of like a bit, just to promote the show. Joey did go to sleep. That was real. We did stop and start. So that's kind of where the lies started, is after that, when I was coughing and I said that a bird flew into my mouth. The only reason I said that is please just go listen to our other episode of Flock Hard Brew Reviews. But anyway, we're back. We're talking about how do you say it? Stella Artois.
Yeah, exactly. You're the one who knows how to say it, and
yeah, I forgot.
So
it's been a day already.
I know, it's been all night. It's been so long. So, where was I? Where did I leave off? Okay, alcohol. Okay, so it's a 5% by volume alcohol. Isn't that something? That's
wow.
Yeah.
I love 5. I love 5.
It's a nice round number. And the calories in this bad one are going to be 141 per 11.2 fluid ounce. And
flaws.
and we have the beer right here. So let's see, what's the flaws on this one, huh?
Joey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a bigger flaws than you today, my boy.
What the H?
I'm working. Unless did you get a 6-pack or did you get a tall boy?
I got a 6-pack.
Ooh, I'm rocking with 2 tall boys, motherfucker. My local store. I'm not gonna say which one. My local Tops. Let's just say. I went to Tops.
As if.
Like I would be caught dead in a Tops. But let's just say I went to Tops and I bought 2 tall boys of Stella Artois instead because they didn't have it available. And, you know, I do blame Tops for not carrying high-end beer in their store. But, you know, I thought it would be exciting because I enjoy when we have different flaws. Sometimes your flaws is bigger than mine. Sometimes my flaws is bigger than yours. And I kind of like when my flaws is bigger than yours. I don't know. It just makes me feel powerful, and I enjoy how that feels.
It feels natural.
So I'm glad.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad. So how many flaws were in mine? Mine's probably like how many were in yours, I should say, because mine probably has like 1 million. I think it's like 1 billion flaws.
I mean, this is definitely very small comparatively.
Yeah.
It doesn't say. It just doesn't say.
I'm looking for mine too, Joey, and I gotta say, I'm just kind of assuming, like, if it doesn't say, I'm gonna assume it's like 1 trillion flaws. Mine is just huge.
Wow.
But I just oh wait, okay. So look at the label. Hold up your bottle. Look at the label, Stella Artois. Turn the bottle a little bit, and on the side you should see a little thing that says maybe mine says 1 pint, 6.4 flaws. Does
What?
yours say anything? So it's on the label. If you look, okay, so it says Anno 1366. There's a little trumpet. Below that, it says
thing.
Stella Artois. To the left, if you go to the left, okay, so I'm talking the bottle. We are on the body of the bottle. We are on the front of the meat of the bottle.
I found
What does it say?
It
What
says
does it say?
11.2 flaws.
Wait. What?
What does yours say? Are you sure it's not 16?
I don't want to talk about it.
Are you sure it doesn't say 16.4?
It's okay. I was gonna be sad, but actually, there's no way that mine could be actually smaller than yours, because this is actually 1 pint, comma 6.4 flaws.
Okay. There's the answer there. It's bigger. Yours is still bigger.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Mine is fucking like I can't even fit it on the screen. Even if I go to the end of the room, it's still, you can't get it in the full picture. So I was like, there's no way that Joey's tiny, minuscule, microscopic amount of flaws is going to be able to beat me. That's crazy.
Yeah, that would be insane. And I'm of the mind that some people enjoy a normal sized bottle that can actually fit in your mouth when you drink it. But some people are, weirdly obsessed with having a big bottle, and that's fine. But, you're going to hurt someone with that thing. So that's what I'm just saying, do you want to have, a crazy, a wild, painful experience, or do you want to have a bottle that's gonna, hit all the right spots, but not any of the bad ones. It's not gonna hit the back walls of your palate, but it is gonna, it's gonna get where it needs to go. That's my opinion.
I think you're talking about penis,
dude. What?
I think you're saying that flaws is penis.
I don't even know what that is, dude. Don't even come at me with that.
That's disgusting. But anyway, my flaws is bigger, and all I gotta say is, I'm excited I'm excited to dig into this beer, Joey.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Okay, because it has 10.9 grams per my size bottle. Okay, so you know what? I think we need to mosey on over to our good friend at Brew Advocate.
Bad ass-vicate, more like.
Yes, the badass score.
More like badasses vacate instead of beer advocate. What if it was like badass vicate, like vacate, because the only badass in town now is Stella Artois.
Right, and the rent moratorium has been lifted, so it is going to civil court with its landlord to figure that out. So
you guessed it.
This beer, and say the name again one more time.
Stella Artois.
Yeah, that beer on beeradvocate.com has a score of 72, which they always have. Yeah, they always have an adjective, and it says okay. It's exactly what it says. You said it. It's okay.
That's what I said. Holy shit, am I psychic or what?
You are. I think you are.
I am.
But let's not explore that right now.
I dare not tell the audience what you're thinking, Joey, because it's very naughty and it has to do with my flaws.
No, dude, it's no.
Keep reading, Joey. I won't discuss the audience with what's really on your mind.
So anyway, if we're done being childish,
sorry.
Stella Artois has it's ranked number 48,676 on the site overall.
Okay.
That's its ranking.
Right.
There are over 1,500 reviews, over 5,000 ratings. It's available. Wow. This beer is available year-round. And let's get into our first review, okay? So I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
So Yeah. So yes. So the first one we're gonna read here is a fairly high review. I'm gonna go low to high. I'm gonna go high to low.
Please.
This is from The Patriot One from New York. So they're not from Belgium.
Do you think he's on? Do you think this person's on the team? Maybe it's Brady. Maybe it's Belichick. Maybe it's a Patriot, or maybe it's Mel Gibson.
Well,
because he was in the movie The Patriot. What do you think?
It's not Brady because he got traded. Okay.
Yeah.
And
he lost all the rights to Beer Advocate when he got traded from the Patriots for sure. You're totally right.
Yeah, he can't go on this site anymore. He's blocked from the internet. That's how mad the fans got. They talked to Zuck and things got sorted out, okay? So let's put that out of your mind. But I do think this person is, a patriot, and therefore let's take this review with a grain of salt. Why don't we?
It could be a war criminal for all we know, or Mel Gibson, which is maybe even worse. Am I right?
I mean, yeah, or one and the same, but definitely worse. Passion of the Christ, more like propaganda of this guy. And that rhymes.
Yeah.
So,
yes, good one.
Right. Thank you. So, The Patriot One is from New York, and it's a 4.27 out of 5 averaged. They give the look of 4.5, smell of 4.25, taste 4.25, feel 4.25, overall 4.25.
Wow. Who would have guessed?
They say, very good tasting beer. This is a neutral beer with a light taste, but can be filling. From talking to friends and other beer drinkers, you either love it or hate it. Ellipses. It is one of my go-to beers, I won't lie. I enjoy it. And this, apologies if you are having trouble splitting up what I just said into sentences in your mind. There is no punctuation.
Whoa.
And
I love when you have to add it on the fly.
Yeah, and that's a very difficult thing to do, so I apologize for that, folks. By the way, this is recent. This is from July 13th, 2020.
Holy, wow. That is,
Yeah.
wow. That's crazy. Wait, we're recording this on July 12th, 2020? Wait a minute. That would mean that this review is from the future.
Yo, no way.
Holy shit. Do you think this is actually Marty McFly or the Doc?
Or the Terminator. Have you thought of that one?
Oh, or Looper?
Or
from Looper?
That's who it is. I was going to say Rick and Morty, but it's definitely Looper.
It could be Rick and Morty and Looper from Looper.
They're definitely a time travel because the thumbnail on their profile, I believe, is Frank Sinatra. And that's from it's from a long time ago. So they must have traveled back and gotten that photo.
What? No way. That's crazy. I love time travel.
It's the best. It's the freaking best.
I'm actually from the future, but
what?
Y'all ain't ready for that conversation.
But your kids are gonna love it.
Fuck my kids. But anyway, so read the review, Joey. I'm sorry, I keep sidetracking you. Just please, just
buddy, listen. It's no problem. That was the end of that review. It was a sweet and a short one. Okay.
Oh, that was it.
Kind of like my flaws. Yes. Sweet and short and sweet. So that's it. And I think what we're gonna do for this episode is we're gonna read the first three, the most recent three that are up, because they are, they go high, medium to low. So this next review I'm going to read is right in the middle, not right in the middle, but at 3.41 out of 5 average. Okay, so this is from Steve 555 from Wales.
Okay. So either this guy is a whale or who's a famous guy named Steve. What's Garfield's guy's name? Is that Jim? What's that guy's name?
John, I believe.
John. And then who's this? Oh, Blue's Clues guy is Steve. I think this is Blue's Clues guy. I think because didn't he go to jail? That was the big thing when we were a kid. Is that guy I don't know if you were ever a blues head like me.
No.
But Blue's
No.
Clues basically. But it's probably because you're a Zoomer. I think it's probably because you're a filthy Zoomer. That's probably why that you don't know what Blue's Clues is. But Blue's Clues is actually the foundation of everything that I hold dear. But what, Joey? What were
I'm
you
just
gonna
gonna say I was too busy watching Zoom Boomafoo to pay attention to Blue's Clues. But I do remember when they switched hosts. You're right. I believe Steve went to college. I don't know if he. I mean, I think that's what he said on the show. Is I gotta go to college. Here's my dumb cousin who was a much less good host, and his name was Joe, which
Really?
kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So because that's part of my name. That's almost my name.
Yeah. It's kind of just like less playful. Like your name is Joey, and it's kind of like I'm a fun guy. But like, if your name is Joe, if your name is just Joe, like I don't trust you, frankly. I just don't trust you.
It's almost like he didn't see the television show Joey and base his entire identity off of it, like every good Joseph does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, Steve 555 from Wales, and I believe this is a European person, which is good because they're closer to Belgium.
True.
And
Belguin.
Right. Sorry. Stupid tongue. Ugh. I'm gonna have to
get
punish
that
my
thing
tongue.
out of there.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get rid of that thing.
I know, but it's so expensive. My insurance doesn't cover it, and these I was gonna get it replaced with a snake's tongue, so I could still talk, but then it would be all split at the end and all and mysterious,
I always knew you were a Slytherin at heart.
And I am. And if you go on Pottermore and you have me take that test, that's what I am.
You're twisted, bro.
I'm twisted, but I'm very powerful. So Steve gives the look a 4, smell a 3, taste 3.5, feel 3.5, overall 3.5, okay? So this is the content of their review. Golden clear hue, nice soapy white head. Okay. Aroma of more or less nothing. Faint corn, perhaps? Tastes slightly grainy, heavy dose of corn syrup. Saaz hops are quite distinctive here, with bitter but strangely chemical aftertaste in accompaniment. Personally, I find the aftertaste, one word, appealing, as it's the beer I've drunk the most and am accustomed to it.
Drunk. It's kind of maybe a little Freudian slip there, my guy. Maybe you gotta hold back a little bit there, my friend.
Yeah, he's already from the basis of this review, he might as well be. New paragraph. Okay, quite heavy and filling for a macro beer and the best of the mass-produced high-selling lagers, in my opinion. Easily better than its mass-produced U.S. counterpart, Budweiser. Sadly, the beer has been slammed down a couple of percentage notches over the years, parenthesis, in UK, end parenthesis, and it isn't as good as it was.
Because of Brexit. I bet it was because of Brexit.
Yes, they forfeited their right to good beer because of Brexit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Stella is a decent beer despite what the craft beer beardies say about it. And I believe he's saying that everyone who likes craft beer, a prerequisite to that is to have a beard.
Yeah, and I gotta say, as somebody with a beard, don't paint us with a broad brush, my friend. Just because you have a beard doesn't mean that you like beer. Do I like beer? Excuse me. Yes, I'm burping because I'm drinking one. Do I respect it? Of course. It has nothing to do with the hair on my face. Guy,
but do you,
Steve.
But do you like craft beer? I think that's more of the accusation being made here.
I'm glad that people craft beer.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I'm glad that people out there have taken the time to craft beer.
And as we said, we don't understand it, so it's kind of like a witchcraft if you think about it.
Yes, it is. I don't trust it. And, I don't like craft beer. I don't like witchcraft beer. But I do like the working man's beer. Something that the Boss Baby the Boss Baby Bruce Springsteen could maybe get behind is the working man's beer. Why do you think I say every time I crack open a cold one, why do you think I say every hardworking American knows that sound? Because we are drinking the beers that represent America, okay? Even though this is from Belgium, people drink it who work hard every day. It looks all fanciful, looks all nice, maybe because of the nice little covering. It's hard to open. That makes people think it's cool because it's exclusive. It's hard to do. Okay,
Like Studio 54. Very
yes.
exclusive.
Yes, and Boss Baby also has his dirty, filthy little sticky ends in that as well. But, you know, this guy, Steve, is saying that everybody who has a beard likes craft brews. Let me just say, I think every beer is a craft brew because time goes into making every single brew.
Yes.
And this man, this Steve 555 clearly does not respect beer. He is on this website saying this bullshit about people with beards liking craft. Every beer is craft if you love it. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, Steve 555. And that's all I got to say about that, sir.
So I think, I think you've gone as far as you need to go, ripping into this guy. I think, stop. He's already dead. Stop. He's already dead.
Oh no, I'm on my way to Wales, buddy. I'm coming for you.
And plane tickets are cheap right now. Parody.
Parody. I'm coming for you, parody. I'm gonna fucking end you, parody. But yeah, so I'm glad. I'm glad that. That review did well, and that what did he like it? Yeah, he probably liked it.
He was fine with it. He liked it.
He liked it. Read me one from somebody who hates it so I can get even more angry and do something that we both might regret.
Okay, so before I do that, this person liked the beer, but they do have a fun username, so I am going to say it. It's Ice Chuggington from Canada.
Okay, this guy I could get behind.
Yeah, so
Ice Chuggington.
Exactly. Should I do a speed read of Ice Chuggington's review, or should we just skip it?
I would love for you to read maybe some of it, see if it'll be funny. If it's not, we ditch it because the name was the true gold all along. But please, give me a teaser at least.
Okay, so there's an interesting fact in here. Okay, so it says nice neutral beer with a refreshing light taste and color. Okay, first of all, they gave it an overall 3.5. So brewed in Belgium heartlands, this beer was in fact taken to the moon by Lance Armstrong, who founded the company Belgian Moon after discovering a zero gravity taste. Stella leaves little aftertaste and is perfect entry for beer who loves Anyway, this beer was on the moon.
You gotta read that back. And we also Joey, you read that again. Read that sentence again, and I'm going to fact check that as you do it.
Okay. Brewed in Belgian heartlands, this beer was in fact taken to the moon by Lance Armstrong, who founded the company Belgian Moon after discovering a zero-gravity taste. And he has one testicle left. That's it.
Oh, wait, this isn't the moon guy?
I think it's the same guy. He rode his bike to the moon.
Wait a minute. Lance Armstrong was the guy who went to the moon and he lost... Did he try to use his nuts to open the beer? Because you need something to open it. Maybe he tried to use his nuts to open the bottle cap and he fucking broke them.
Yeah. I think
on the moon?
Right. I think he was confused about gravity and what it does, and was just confused. He thought it made him hard. He made it his scrotum hard. But it didn't do that, and that he ended up losing one precious family gem.
Wow. I can't believe that.
And did you fact check that? Is that all correct?
Oh, I fact checked it. It just so happens that they dropped the sponsorship with Lance Armstrong in 2012.
Wow.
The news comes just hours after sponsor Nike announced that it too had decided to end its sponsor of the cyclist. Is this because he did steroids? Is that the whole thing? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
to go on the moon. He used steroids
Yeah.
to be the strongest person to have ever been on the moon. He tried to deadlift
Right.
like, 500 pounds on the moon just to be the
Of
strongest
moon
guy.
rocks, yeah. He tried to lift moon rocks, yeah.
But he almost OD'd on moon rocks. Nike does not condone the use of illegal performance-enhancing drugs in any manner. Nike plans to continue support of the Livestrong initiatives created to unite, inspire, and empower people affected by cancer. However, if he ever tries to do this dumb moon shit again, we're going to fucking kill him. So that's a direct quote from Nike.
What do you mean?
That's crazy.
They don't condone it. Try telling that to the Russian Olympics team. I mean, come on, guys. Stick to hacking.
Yeah, stick to hacking. And no, I don't mean wood. I mean the computer and like the matrix and the ones and zeros. That's the kind of hacking we mean, right, Joey?
Yeah, exactly. And not the kind with an axe. Although maybe you could use
Or a loogie.
You could use one to break into the mainframe. You could hack open the mainframe with an axe. That's possible.
Yeah.
So
And I'm fuck the main. I'm more about the motherboard now. I'm a motherboards boy. I'm not really a mainframe kind of guy.
The mainframe
I go
is too
straight-
mainstream for us.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. I'm leaving the mainstream behind in 2020, and I'm going straight for the motherboard because the motherboard is where the real action happens. And if you agree with me, just tweet at us #motherboard.
And she was the only character in Cyber Chase that was arousing to me.
Wow. Is that-
Besides maybe the bird, the Gilbert Gottfried bird. So
Oh my-
anyway, I'm gonna read this last review. Okay, so as we've cleared all that up, so this is from Highest BAC 1015 from Nebraska.
Okay. And let me just say, we make a lot of jokes on this show, but this guy making light of, having a high BAC. Everybody, this is real. Be careful out there.
Be careful.
We make we do a lot of bits. Drinking is very serious. It can affect you. I'm not doing a bit now. I do not know how to talk in a different tone.
Yeah,
I
me
really
neither.
I really am saying, hey, be careful out there. This guy's making a fun bit, but hey, don't drink too much, guys, okay?
Yeah, and
but
don't get behind the wheel. Don't ever have a reason to find
That's
out
true.
what your BAC is, okay?
That's true.
Even
Wow.
if you're in Nebraska, where all the roads are flat and straight, it's still the wrong thing to do.
Wow, that's me. I'm flat and straight. Just kidding. I have huge titties. And also, what was I going to say?
They're
That was
crooked.
another episode.
They're also crooked.
They are very crooked. That's it. That was another episode of Real Talk Crew Reviews. Just
Okay.
because we got to keep it real with you guys sometimes. But
Right.
now we're back. Read the
Back to
review,
the
Joey.
show. So 1.3 out of 5 overall. Look 5, smell 1.5, taste 1, feel 1.25. Overall score is a 1. So this review goes a little something like this from June 22nd, 2020. I can't believe people actually pay for this swill. I could make it in my basement, 3 exclamation points.
Wow.
And I charge less just saying. ... comma. Literally tastes like pissy yeast, and before you ask, I've had to change the diapers of many, many boys, so sometimes it splashed in mouth, comma. What did it taste like? Question mark. Stella!
Holy shit.
I think we're dealing with a comedian here.
I think this man changed Bruce Springsteen Boss Baby's diapers. And he knew about the fact that I was going to make that joke on the show. He knew that cuz I send the script out to a few people and sometimes they get leaked.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of the way it goes on the show. And I think that this guy, cuz it seems like these Beer Advocate like these comments are a little too tailored to what we've already talked about to not be coincidence. And I don't know
Right.
if you have something to do with that, Joey. Like maybe I shouldn't trust you.
I
but
think it's the
do. I trust you.
Russians. Again, I think it's the freaking the Russians hacking.
Yeah,
And-
and they hack and not the wood kind, like the Matrix, bits and bytes and
Right.
the ones and the zeros kind, that kind of hacking. And they are ditching the mainframe and they are leaving the mainframe behind in 2020 and they are focusing on the motherboard and it's scary.
Right. And I don't know. I just don't think you should put pee in your mouth. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, if it's a sexual thing, go for it. But, just
Yeah.
if you're not getting anything out of it from a hygienic standpoint, and especially if you're, changing the diaper of a minor.
Boss baby. Of a boss baby.
This should-
Yeah, of a
this
boss
sh-
baby, for
this
sure.
This shouldn't occur in any situation. But I'm gonna have to take his word for it, or their word for it. I guess this is pissy yeast beer.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, and I gotta be honest with the listeners. I've actually been drinking one of the tall boys, and maybe because it has so many flaws, I might say it's a tall man. I've been drinking this tall man of Stella Artois for basically the whole show, and I have 2 bottles here, thankfully, so I do get to open it. There is no twistable, or it's not a can, it's a bottle, so there's no cool sound. I am gonna still say the thing that I always, every hardworking American knows, that sound. I'm still gonna say that. So don't worry, y'all. I'm still gonna say that. Yeah, and Joey can do the sound. Like, did you think that was a can? Because I thought it was. But if I didn't see Joey's face doing that and like making the sound, I would have thought that was a can.
They all believed it. They all believed it, and they all feel like fools now.
Because they're stupid.
And I relish
in
in
the
that.
show is stupid.
Yeah,
and I love relish, but no, I
Right.
think it's I do think that we are gonna open the beer, and we are gonna give our review on it like we normally
yeah.
do, just because I'm pretty sure that's what we talked about, and like we said, that's kind of like the point of the show. But I just want y'all to know that yes, I have been sipping, I have been twisting caps, I've been putting them back, and we're about to open another one and get to our review, because that's what we're here for, folks.
Yay!
Let's get it.
maybe
Let's fucking
we'll
get
get
it.
some kind of sound out of this.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Oh, shit. Yeah. Every hardworking American knows that sound. Parentheses. Or something similar to that. Preferably a can. But we have bottles. And parenthesis, period, comma.
I don't think these come in cans. I don't think they. I think it's too European for that.
Yeah, and I am not peeing right now. I'm not like a baby. It's weird for you to say that I'm a peeing. You just said European. I'm not a peeing.
Mhm.
But I do think that these these bottles are from Belgium, and I think you're right. I do think that it is it's a UK thing. Maybe after Brexit they might start putting them in cans, just because that's the way of the world. They're throwing tradition to the wind after Brexit. They're just kind of doing things differently.
They won't be able to get the bottle imports. They won't.
Yeah, they might have to use aluminium, as they say over there, and
Right.
European.
Yeah, so
So-
I actually read something, and I retweeted this on the our Twitter today, RHBR_pod.
Yeah.
I read a thing that said beer bottles are brown because brown glass blocks UV radiation. However, during the Second World War, when there was a shortage of brown glass, most beer companies switched over to clear bottles. However, certain beers that considered themselves of a higher quality chose green bottles to try to differentiate themselves from the less expensive beer. This was an Uber fact
Holy
on
shit.
Twitter, Uber facts. And I just want
Wow.
to say this bottle is green. So
Wow.
this is a virtue signaling, high class beer. Okay,
Yeah,
want you all to know
they're
that.
trying to. Yeah. Wow, you're getting a little Joker over there, Joey. You're really revealing
Before
how.
we get any further, I just want everyone to know that green bottle, green like my hair,
If I was
green
Robert-
like my hair right now.
Yeah, because you're so Joker-fied. If I was Robert De Niro, I'd want you to put one between my eyes, friend. Wow. Well, the only thing I got from that is just like jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, brown bottles do not keep out UV rays. I think it's all bullshit, and I will be bringing this to a national platform soon. So don't you worry. I will be exposing the green bottle fraud. I will be exposing the fact that brown bottles do not, in fact, keep out UV rays, and I will be taking down the former Bush administration and everyone who was involved because jet fuel does not melt steel beams.
God bless
Okay,
you.
So back.
Yeah, bring it to Congress, my friend. Do a filibuster. So
I love when Phil busts and it makes it so that they can't pass laws. That's my
yes,
favorite
and
shit.
that's so nasty. Yes, I love it. He actually ejaculates onto the bill, and then all the pages stick together, so they can't read it and they can't pass it. Kind of like the magazines you would find in the woods as a child, or in the town jerk off shed. That I think a lot of people have from their childhoods.
Classic town jerk off shit.
In the woods for kids to go in and browse the library, and this has been mentioned on other podcasts, I'm sure of it, and or maybe a jerk off cave. Some people had a cave. Some people had a kind of a lean-to.
A cave.
Yeah, for me it was more of a cave. Now that I think back on it,
you just gotta lock the door, go into the bathroom, and crank one off real quick. You gotta crank one off real quick.
Well, sometimes there's no doors on the cave or in the woods, so I'm sorry, Dylan.
I'm saying you don't even gotta leave your house to crank one off.
I
say you stay in the bathroom.
There's no magazines in my house, Dylan. I gotta go to the shed cave, okay?
Why don't you go to the jerk off cave? Why don't you take a magazine, bring it home, and crank off in your bathroom?
Listen, buddy, we gotta review this beer, okay?
Jeez, okay. I'm ready.
Enough about you're
I'm
so
ready.
obsessed with the way that I, do that. It's we gotta move
Crank
on.
off?
Yeah, we gotta move on. Okay, it's.
I just want to hear you say
I'm just sad for you that you never had a shed or a cave or a lean-to that you could go to because, I learned a lot from that.
I want to hear you say
I learned how to make
I
love.
cranked off. I'm ready to review the beer, and I understand that was important to you. All I want to do is hear you say, I cranked off my boss baby dick at the jerk-off cave.
All right, fine. I cranked off my boss baby dick at the jerk-off cave.
Yeah!
You win. You win. Are you happy now?
Yeah. All right, let's get to the review.
Okay, so
Joey.
first
You go
category
first.
is going to be look, all right? So this look, it is in a green bottle, okay? And that's I don't like elitism, I don't like pretension, and so that's points off right off the bat. But also green is my favorite color and I like looking at it. So,
that's nice.
Yeah, so it's a good color. It's green is nice. It's a curved bottle. There's kind of a curve at the bottom. It kind of gives you the sense that it's got an ergonomic handle of the bubbles. And the label is white. It has the Stella Artois symbol with some like fancy border around it. It's a red and white label with some black in there, and the label is actually in two pieces on this bottle. I don't know if you noticed that. It's two pieces. It's not one strip. So that is actually showing you that they put in the extra work and craftsmanship to make this the fanciest looking beer possible. And I will just say the shape of the pieces of label do kind of have a similar shape to that of a ketchup bottle or something like that with the ridges, Does that make sense?
Yeah, it reminds me when Heinz did the classic green ketchup. And that's what I love to think about when I'm drinking beer is green ketchup. And that's why I love this beer is because I think of ketchup when I'm drinking it.
Heinz, huh? I've never heard, I've only had Hunt's. I don't know Heinz. But anyway, this is it's a good looking bottle. It's a classy looking bottle, but it depends on what you prefer. If you're a Great Gatsby or if you're more of a salt of the earth deliverance kind of guy, and that's what that book was all about. It's interesting. It's making its own place in the look category. Okay, so I gotta respect that, and I'm giving this look a 3.8. Dylan, your review of the look.
Wow, and thank you so much for reviewing the look like we do every week. Thank you very much. I was just kidding about the ketchup stuff. I don't think about ketchup when I think about this beer, even though that ketchup was delicious. It tasted like normal ketchup, but it was green. That was a really fun
Shrek branded, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was actually Shrek branded, and there was a little bit. It was kind of racy, but it was him. Let's just say he was messing with his flaws on the label of the bottle, and I'll just leave it at that. But either way, I think that the green bottle, you know, it catches my eye. When I see it, it reaches out its hand, and I toss my eye to it, and it catches them basically in its hand because. You know, it's simple. It's very simple, but it, you know, it looks like it belongs. You know, it looks established. It has some word anno 1366, and I don't speak whatever language that is. Probably Italiano,
Belgianese, maybe
Latin, Belguimese. Yeah. Either way, it seems like it's been around since 1366. That is a long time. If that means that it's been around since
it's
then.
Been a minute, my friend. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and it's been a hot minute at that. So, and it kind of seems like it belongs because it has a trumpet and it says Stella Artois on it, and it looks nice, and I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Good. That's great. And is that a trumpet?
Yeah.
I thought it was a cornucopia.
Oh, maybe it is a cornucopia. You could copia the corn. You could do it to pretty much anything. So it could be a trumpet. It could be the corpia, the corning. You know, either one you really want it to be, Joey.
Okay.
I trust you and I stand with you and I fuck with you and you're my boy. So I'll ride or die for you, bro. So why don't you do the next?
Thank you
category?
so much for that validation. The next category we're coming up on is gonna be smell. Okay, so let's give it the patented RHBR whiff.
Yummy. All right, here I go. Okay.
That smells like a beer.
It smells like a beer. Hey everybody, where I'm from, the thing I grew up drinking on the farm is Stella Artois, and I love drinking Stella Artois with my dad and my 3 brothers. And whenever we
What are their
get back
names?
from the farm, Jed, Cled, and Shed, and
Cave.
we all work on the farm.
And Cave. We don't talk about Cave because he started this weird jerk-off spot in the corner of town with all these magazines the teens came and used to crank off their little flosses, and we don't fuck with that. We
There's
don't
too much
mess with
guano
that.
on them because of all the bats in the cave.
Oh, okay. Either I don't know what you said that made me start doing a southern accent or whatever that was. Either
I
way.
believe it was guano. Anyway, so what do you think about the smell, Dylan? Can you give it a number and like a thought about it?
I could try. I know you've been on a big word kick lately, and I'm glad we're back to the numbers because that's, you know, I don't trust numbers historically, but when they're this small, I trust them. So yeah, I'll go, you know, I just put my nose to it. I inhaled through my nose. Obviously, it would kind of defeat the purpose if I put my nose up to it and I inhaled through my mouth. That'd be so weird, but
So
I
random.
did sniff it. Yeah, it'd be so quirky and just like XD. I definitely did sniff it. I guess, you know, inhaled it through my nose when I had my nose put up to the bottle, the green bottle. We mentioned that earlier. And it did, you know, it does smell like a beer, and it doesn't smell like doo-doo trash. It actually does smell pretty good. And if you're of age and you're out there and you're sipping, and maybe you saw that we were reviewing Stella Artois and you went and you bought a Stella Artois and you came home and you were sipping it along with us, put your nose up to that thing, and when you do, inhale through your nose and not your mouth, because like I said, it wouldn't really make much sense if you put your nose up to the glass and you open your mouth, because you can't smell through your mouth. You taste through your nose and you smell through You taste through your mouth and you smell through your nose, and I just want to make sure everybody remembers that. So I'm gonna have to give this for smell. I think I'm gonna have to give it a 4. This is one of the better smelling beers I think we've had. Had nothing to do with my mouth. It had everything to do with my nose this time around. Sometimes I get creative, but it really was all my nose this time, and I just got to be honest, it was a 4.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. I mean, what a good score for the smell. For me, I smelled it similarly to you with my nose and not my mouth.
That's a good start.
Based on
That's a great start.
Right. And I've been drinking this beer throughout this episode too, and
with your mouth,
with my mouth,
you've been
and
drinking
because of my mouth, I thought, maybe this is gonna smell a certain way, but then I smelled it and I was like, you know what? This smells like a good normal beer to me. I mean, not that smells good, but like in terms of beers, it's good and normal, and
normal as shit.
Right, and so I just want to say, like, it's a good smell. It's a good smell. It's not like a. It's not like a, like a Coors Light or something else that we gave a bad review to. It's got a decent smell. So I think I'm going to have to go with 3.8 for the smell.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really what I'm thinking. So I think maybe it's time to move on to our third category, which of course is taste.
Yeah, and I do enjoy tasting this beer. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to give away. Excuse me, I'm burping. And I'm so sorry to the audience when I burp. I'm only human. Excuse me. I'm only human, and sometimes when I'm drinking the beer, it's like that's the service we provide. We're drinking the beer. We're telling you, we're using our noses. We're using our mouths. We're using our hands for a segment that, as you all know, if you listened before, will come up. We do a feel segment where, instead of doing
let's
the normal
not get ahead of
where,
ourselves. Let's
Yeah, I'm not going to explain it. If you haven't heard it, then you'll just wait and see. But let's just say we use a lot of our senses here to figure it out, and we take it seriously. We take this very seriously, and we get a lot of money for doing it, and for that reason, I gotta be very okay. I'm gonna bring it down, and I'm gonna be very serious. So we're doing taste right now, and I'm about to start tasting. I've been tasting all night, but I am gonna just do like one last kind of like taste, kind of like I'm gonna drink it like one more time.
Go ahead,
and just kind of talk about the taste here. Yeah, and I mean, and honestly, I gotta be honest with you, and I'm being
Please
honest.
do.
And when I'm honest, I do gotta say, I gotta give it a 4, brother. It's tasty. We've drank a lot of shit on this show. Pretty much every other beer I've had other than Jenny Hometown Pride, baby, that's my shit. Everything we've basically drank other than that is fucking swill. Just kidding. Respect to all my favorite brands, all my favorite beer brands. I love you and I do respect you, and every beer is a craft beer. But this is really good. I'm going to stick with my 4, and I'm going to throw it to you, Joey, for the taste with your mouth.
That's great. And I love that you gave it that score. It's a really good score. I'm similarly tasting this with my mouth. I've moved on from just my nose, and I am tasting it with my mouth once again.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Good for you.
It's a good taste. I will say it's got some. Not that it's a skunked beer, okay? Because I know what that means, and a skunked beer means that it's an expired beer and it no longer tastes right. But this has a little bit of a skunky twist to it. Like when you sip let's say, I don't know, a Corona, okay? And it's got, and I mean the beer, okay? And it's got kind of a skunky hit to it, a little notes of that. I feel similarly about this taste, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you want like a heavy-ish beer that's got like a bitter, like a strong skunky taste to it. So I think, for this beer, it's a good taste. It's got some drawbacks for me, but
yeah,
overall, I think I'm gonna have to give this a 3.8.
Yeah, and it's funny because I gave something a 4 and you gave something a 3.8 earlier.
I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you could listen to the episode maybe when you go back and edit it. When you're not allowed to leave the closet I put you in. But I do think that that maybe we could switch it up a little bit. Like maybe you could do a 3.81, or maybe you could do a 3.82, or if you were feeling crazy, maybe a 3.83, or maybe if you were feeling off the walls, you could do a 3.84, or maybe if you wanted me to stop talking like this, you could do a 3.85.
And you all are witnessing something really amazing here. My co-host here is telling me how to do my job, and I really appreciate that, because sometimes I get a little confused. Some say that the brain is in the flaws, and since I have a little bit less, maybe that could be that I'm just fucking all of this up. So I do want to say I appreciate that, and I hear you, but I am gonna stay with the 3.8 just to spite you. So Dylan, let's move on to our fourth category, and this is the second to last category too. It's a fan favorite. It's a little category I like to call feel.
I love when it's like we didn't have a name for it until you came up with it. I just love that you call it that. And it's like last episode I had to omit my feel score. This time I came prepared, and I didn't drink all of the beer before I came on the show. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's pour it on ourselves.
I'm pouring it in a cup.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm pouring it on my hand. So yeah, let's do it.
This is my strategy this week, because I do have a new setup. I do have a nice new rug underneath me, and I don't want it to get ruined. I care about my property. In this capitalist society, property is everything, and
yeah, you love things.
Yeah,
you've always loved things more than people. Yeah,
I'm only worth as much as my things, so I gotta keep it clean. And I am putting my fingers as deep as I can in the beer right now in this cup.
And I see you doing that, and you're really digging in there. And I do respect you. I do respect beer, and I do respect you for that. But I gotta say, while you're getting all up in there, I do have to give my initial thoughts.
Please.
I mean, I just gotta say, this beer has been getting high marks for me so far, and all I gotta say is, it's continuing to get high marks, because I poured this thing on my hand, and it is fucking fantastic. It's like I was missing something in my life before I poured this onto my hand. I am blown away.
Wow, that's big news. So, does that translate into I don't know, some kind of number between 0 and 5?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to put a number on it, which, we don't have to, but we do the show, I think I would give it, it's not, and I might have led my listeners astray, our listeners. I can't believe I said my listeners. That's crazy.
I'm still here,
Yeah. Oh, Joey, you're breaking up. It's almost as if it's only my podcast now. That's crazy. Just kidding. I couldn't do this without you, Joey, and I love you. But I gotta give this beer, for the feel.
Much. What?
I gotta say, it feels great on my little fucking hand, and I'm gonna have to give it, not the perfect 5. It was close. Okay, it almost got me there. It almost made me quank off. But just a little less than that. I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5. My hand, I still got it on my fingers. It's a little sticky, but boy, does it feel like it belongs. And I'm going to give it a 4.5, and I'm going to stick with that. Joey, back to you.
Wow, and what an incredible score. This beer, I poured it into this cup. I dunked as much of my hand as I could get in there. It is a cool, refreshing feeling on my skin. And I do
that's good.
Want to say there is a very low acidity index. There's a very low corrosive index on this beer. Mm-hmm. My fingers are 100% intact. In fact, they feel exfoliated slightly, but not overstimulated. And so this is a great feel. I was gonna give this a 3.8 again to spite you, but I do have to change my score for this. It's just too good of a feeling. I'm gonna have to give this feel a 4.5. 5, the same score as you, Dylan.
Whoa! Wow, Joey.
Yeah.
We're twinning right now because, and it's so, and it, this is why we do the show, folks, because 300 million miles away where Joey is on the sunny, sunshiny, beautiful coast of LA, baby. We're so far away, but this is what brings us together. The fact that we can, hundreds of thousands of miles away, we can pour a beer on our hands and we can feel the same thing. It's just like when we look up at the sky, we're all looking at the same night sky. We can all go and get Stella Artois from our gas stations, from our Bevmos, if you're Joey, from our Tops. I'm not going to give away the, grocery store I go to. The top, we go to these stores. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. The great equalizer is being able to pour these beers on your hand and feel the same thing as somebody, no matter where you are in the world, who you are, who your parents are. If you've ever, hung out with, I'm gonna say Boss Baby again. I got nothing. I got nobody else. It's a joke. It's a joke we made earlier. Even if you hang out with Boss Baby, he's a capitalist pig, and he's a baby. What are you doing hanging out with him, you creep? But either way, we could all pour this beer on our hands, and we can say that we feel the same thing. And Joey, I'm just, as you can tell, delighted by the fact that you and I shared the same score for the feel. I am ecstatic, and I just feel so seen and so validated by you, okay? And I'm just so happy that we can do this together.
For real, bro. Much respect. And we are light years away, and it is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and this is the kind of euphoria we're chasing with this show. So I think, with those beautiful words you just gave us, I think maybe we should wrap it up and give our overall scores for this beer.
I think that's a fantastic idea, Doey. I think that's a fantastic idea, Doey. What is wrong with me? I am crazy tonight. Oh my
a little
God,
tongue-tied. Did you get your tongue replaced with a snake tongue?
Yes.
Don't beat me. Don't beat me to that. Don't take that away from me.
I took your bit. I did replace my tongue with a snake tongue while we were doing the recording. Actually, it was when you fell asleep. It was when you had to take the break after reading that paragraph. You were like, "I'm so tired. We got to end the show." If y'all remember listening to earlier in the show when we took a break, because Joey read that paragraph and he got really tired. That's when I replaced my tongue with a snake's tongue. I am hiding it right now. Joey's the only one who can see it. It's split right down the middle. So it is, in fact, my bit now. You said it earlier, but it is my bit.
And just like that, folks, we're at each other's throats again. That's the beauty of friendship. We go up and down, back and forth, in and out, hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no. And I kissed a girl and I liked it. So for overall score, I'm going to give it here. I'm going to say that for Stella Artois, my overall score in terms of numbers is going to be a 4.0.
Oh,
that feels right to me. Now that just feels right to me.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that it feels right to you. And I know there's a lot of resentment about the snake tongue, but maybe this will change things. I gotta agree with you there, Joey. I think that even though I've rated this beer very highly, you brought up a lot of interesting points about the skunky, kind of disgusting taste that it has, that it leaves in your mouth. It's repulsive. It's disgusting. It does taste like Pepe Le Pew took a big stink kind of in the beer, even though, every beer is special. Every beer is crafted. Every beer is a craft beer. I do think that sometimes it does kind of have the aftertaste of Pepe Le Pew's stink that he leaves in
from
every
his
bottle.
butt. From his butt, to be clear.
Yeah, from his butt and from the stink hole, and maybe it's the same thing. I don't know skunk's anatomy, but if the butthole and the stink hole are the same, then mine is the same. But I am gonna have to give this, and even though it doesn't mathematically make sense, because I'm pretty sure every other category I rated this was over 4, I'm gonna have to stick with you, Joey. And I know I got the snake tongue and that you don't really fuck with me anymore, and there's gonna be a lot of work that I have to do to kind of prove myself to you again as your friend and as your confidant and as somebody who does the show with you every week. I know there's a lot of things I got to do to prove to you, but I'm gonna give this, and maybe this will help. I'm gonna give it a 4.0 along with you.
Wow.
We are twinning once again, 2 categories straight.
Wow.
And what people don't take into consideration, Joey, is that not only are we dealing with the distance, but there is a 3-hour time difference between each sentence we say.
Right.
Not only is there, it's 2 a.m. for me, it's 11 a.m. for you, whatever. It also so happens that while we're talking on Discord, there is a 3-hour time difference between what we're each saying. Yeah, so we have to wait 3 hours. Like when you say something and I say, we each have to wait 3 hours, and then our team of editors goes through and make sure that it all sounds like we're having a normal conversation. But the fact that we can have 2 categories that are the same just really shows you that this is special, and that we're building something.
Yes, it's really special. It's really powerful. I just want to thank everyone listening for joining us on this roller coaster of an episode, both emotionally and spiritually. And I want to say, if you have some free time, find a cave, make it your own, start building your own library just based on donations. And, you can make a difference in your community. You really can. And I think that's what we learned today. Friendship is everything, and community is everything. So, thank you, Stella.
And Stella
Artois.
Artois is pretty good.
Yeah,
and Stella, exactly,
Thank
and
you.
that's what we learned today too.
Thank you for
it's pretty good.
teaching us that, Stella.
Yeah, Stella. Am I right? You did that
Stella,
earlier, and I'm doing
Stella.
it. Yeah, that's from the movie that I haven't seen. But
Mhm.
hey, thanks for listening. Like Joey said, and I'm fucking done here.
I'm so done, bro.
I'm
I'm
done.
so done.
Yeah, I'm about to go vibe and watch another 18 episodes of Riverdale. So
Cool.
It's my favorite show. I'm an adult, and I love it. So I'm gonna go watch it.
That Jughead's weird, huh? He's a weird guy. He's not like most boys, huh? Weird guy.
Yeah, he's weird. He's a weirdo. Those are lines that he actually said. He did say that he is weird and he is a weirdo, exactly like that. It made me laugh. And also, it's almost as like maybe he should continue living the sweet life. Maybe they'll reboot that at some point because he's not in a hotel, and it kind of confuses me because he's in another show.
Yeah, listen, bro, not
And
on
he was-
Mr. Mosby's watch. Let me tell you, he's not letting him back in there. That man has had it up to here with those boys.
Yeah, and you held your head above you held your hand above your head when you said above to here. Okay, Joey, I gotta go. I'm gonna finish this big old bottle of Stella Artois because I'm an adult. I'm in my home. I'm not driving anywhere, and I'm feeling fine, baby.
And thank God for that. Thank the beer gods for that. Hey, thank you guys. Good night. We love you.
Good night.
And we'll
Love
talk
you.
to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
HARD BREW REVIEWS.
Rock Hard Brew Reviews.